Okay, Neely. I hope that's good.
Picture this. You're sitting at a sports banquet and the coach is about to give out the MVP award. Everybody wants the MVP award, right? After the award had been given, the coach announces that there's one more award to be given. It's the Kindness Award. Nobody cares about the MVP award anymore. Everyone wants the Kindness Award. Everyone, at some point in their life, has been treated badly or has treated someone badly. Kindness matters, and in this day and age, it is even more important because of what can happen in our future. Today, we will talk about what being mean to someone could cause them to do. Second, we will talk about how being kind can help you and the ones around you. Third, we will talk about what kindness looks like. And finally, we will talk about some ways to be kind. First, we will begin by talking about what being mean to people can do. According to the Yale University website, kids that are bullied are 7 to 9% more likely to commit suicide. Each day, 160,000 kids stay home from school because they're scared to go to the school over the fear of being bullied. Nearly 30% of students are either bullies or in the process of being bullied. Different types of bullying include physical, emotional, cyberbullying, sexting, behind the back texts, or taking pictures of people that they don't want you to take. From the ages of 15 to 34-year-olds, 6,079 suicides in 2016 were committed as a cause of bullying. Bullying does not mean it has to be physical, like being shoved in a locker. It can be as simple as posting a bad picture of them or calling them a name they don't like. Paying it forward is very important when it comes to kindness, but sometimes you have to flip it around and look at it backwards. Imagine this. There's a 12-year-old girl who is being bullied in middle school. She's being called fat, ugly, insecure, stupid. The bully and the girl who was being bullied ended up going to different high schools. Years later, she decided to find out where her bully ended up. She came to find out that he ended up committing suicide after he graduated high school. He was bullied as a very young boy and passed it on to other kids throughout middle school. This bully's mother left, and his father was an alcoholic who ended up in jail. He was in so much pain being bullied as a young kid that he decided to pass it on. Bullying can be a chain reaction, but it doesn't have to be. The girl came to the conclusion that he was in much more pain than she was. Be the person to spread kindness, not hate, and be aware of others' backgrounds before you judge them. Now that we are done talking about what being mean to people can do, let's talk about what being kind to someone can do and what you can do for yourself. As stated in the book, each kindness, every little bit of kindness spreads like when you throw a pebble into a pond. If you start the ripple, then it can keep going and going and going. Being kind to others helps their heart, but it also helps your own. Have you ever heard of the saying, kindness warms the heart? It literally does. When you're kind to others, your brain produces a hormone called oxytocin. This helps to stop aging at its source, but also controls key aspects to your body. Kindness also improves your relationships with people. Research shows that when you're kind to others, you skip over the emotional part of the relationship and you go straight to the bonded stage. According to an article written by Christine Phillips in the Washington Post, one day one woman ran out of gas. She was on the side of the road when a homeless man came up to her and told her to get in the car and lock the doors. 20 minutes later, he came back with a gas can full of gas. He had spent his last $20 on gas for the lady. She was so grateful for this that she started a GoFundMe page. She raised $300,000 for the man to get back on his feet. Starting something small made a big payback for this man, and it was all because he was kind enough to spend his last money on her. Now that we are done talking about what being kind can do to people, we will talk about some easy ways to be kind. Everywhere around you, there are examples of kindness happening. Most people don't think of kindness as a necessity, but as a daily task. Kindness has a domino effect. Have you ever been in the drive-thru line and pull up to the window and they say, your meal has already been paid for? It will make your day 10 times better, and if you pay for the person behind you, it can make their day 10 times better too. This is the perfect example of how kindness is contagious. Eventually, the kindness effect dies, and someone has to take the initiative to start the trend again. Be the person to take the initiative every day. Kindness can happen anywhere, so here are a few examples of how to spread kindness. If you're angry, work on not taking out on other people. If you notice that someone is down, don't ask them to help you, but instead ask them if they need help. Try to understand others' feelings, not just your own. Praise your friends when they're successful. Don't bring them down when they mess up. Show consideration to your teachers and classmates. Never just do an act of kindness to gain from it, but to help someone else gain from it. Don't do it only when someone else is watching, but it is more important to do it when nobody's watching. Kindness matters, and in this day and age, it is even more important because of what can happen in our future. Today, we first talked about what being mean to others can cause them to do, what being kind to others can cause them to do, and third, we talked about what kindness looks like, and finally, we talked about some ways to be kind. The website Good News once stated, "One day, a man and his daughter were talking about bullying. She asked him, 'Dad, have you ever been bullied?' He answered back with, 'Yes, I bullied a kid for being gay, and right now I'm going to apologize to him.' The man sent the person he bullied a text that stated, 'I was recently talking with my daughter, and she asked me if I'd ever bullied anyone. I replied yes. I want to apologize. I feel awful, and I hope you can forgive me.' The man who was bullied replied, 'I was quite moved by this, and yes, I accept your apology. You can now tell your daughter that this whole situation was fixed simply by you being a bigger person and apologizing.' Being kind is a pretty big deal. A quote by Jesse Jackson states, 'Never look down on someone unless you are helping them up.' Thank you.